Hey guys, so okay, welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Let's carry on with this trial. We're closing in on the killer, and I honestly don't like where it's going. It's all pointing to one person in particular, starting with M. Anyway, let's carry on and see where this takes us. Here we go.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Exactly, right? My eyes are gonna be locked on to the person hanging from the stage, not some rubble on the ground.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
The thing the killer did to the remaining monitor was destroyed it.
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it.
And I wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was amongst it all because it's all, like, damaged pieces, right?
As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
Ah, it does look a bit bigger, doesn't it? Oh my god. I didn't notice at all.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
So there's only a limited amount of spaces to do it, right?
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
Which leaves only pretty much 2 locations it could be. Can't use the map right now, but I'd suspect it's the movie theater or the hospital.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means, even if was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video film to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The only possibility is that place inside that building. And if it's in that place inside that building, who knows about it and who could have had the opportunity to use it? Let's do it, we know what it is. At least this one I know for sure. What the hell was that? Whoops, wrong ones. Oh shit. Losing it. Mismatched them. Oh boy, could it really be? Don't want to think it, but it's very much looking like it. Oh shit. Oh, not again. Get out of here. There we go. Jeez.
I got it!
I'm gonna blame it on the fact that my hands are so cold I can't aim properly and just think. Of course you're not gonna believe me, but yeah.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Yes,
Huh? A conference room?
exactly.
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
And you had to know what the conference room looked like, right? Which means you had to be one of the hospital people. To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. I've got to make clear what that work was. The curtains. Oh no, really? No way, it was you?
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Ugh.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
The music venue
Or
looked
did
like
they
the
make some
conference room.
kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations.
Glowing through my screen. Hey,
Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
whoa, calm down, okay? In order to make the hospital conference room resemble the music venue, what did the killer do? Should figure that out first.
There's no way the conference and the music venue.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
No, other way around.
Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
That must be it!
Oh no.
What the killer did was
Can't believe it.
make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what
So
I
that's what it
remember,
looked like before, of
there
course.
used to be a really flashy curtain. But after the incident,
It was black.
it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Hey, you're half bear, okay? Half one, half the other.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid!
You tell him.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
And there'd be no light source, which is why you need to have a candle in there.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage.
Yes, very convenient.
So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
Damn right it would.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Oh, please, Chuck, you need to sound more sure of yourself. Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like a conference room. It's gotta be that.
I can prove it with this! You're
Man,
referring to
my
the candle in the
reputation's
music
halfway.
video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange.
You just use the stage lights.
The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
I don't know if I can take what you say anymore at face value.
That
Monokuma.
might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
So it all looks
Which
similar.
means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
No, it was just a prop put there so we'd think that it was used at all.
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect.
That's also true, an extra bonus.
With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
Has it hit you yet, Hajime?
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner.
Exactly, it was spotless. And there is a moment where she is unaccounted for, according to Fuyuhiko. They were separated for a short time. That could have been when she undid the wallpaper, plopped the glue in the door.
But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
Where would they have stuffed everything?
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime.
Yes.
You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
He didn't, but we did, right guys?
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside Cop say that before. But isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, she was killed at the music venue. Hyoko walked in on it, remember?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
Ibuki was killed in the middle of the night. That video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue. Which means there was a fake somewhere. That fake must have been The Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki.
It was the killer.
It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set a trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video... There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right. I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. I can't believe it! You!
You're the only one!
How could you?
You're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
You've been acting suspicious these past couple of days.
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hiyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Stop it.
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
But do we truly know who Mikan is? Remember that slip-up she did in the last chapter? When she found Fuyuhiko? I feel like she's hiding something.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
You did this so you could exonerate yourself, remember? You tried to convince me when you were trying to do the autopsy.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room.
There's no other way. No one else.
Is that also a coincidence?
You had the ability to move freely between the islands at nighttime, when we were asleep in our cottages. We couldn't keep an eye on you the entire time. You could have gone back to the supermarket, grabbed that curtain, and bring it back to the music venue. But why? Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? Your rest was like 2 minutes. Then, if you insist, I will use the on-call room upstairs. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead. You made me go to the lobby so I'd see the transmission.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music venue.
There's no way you wouldn't notice someone using the conference room besides yourself.
And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby.
Right after you told me to go there.
If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Exactly.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second!
What?
What are you saying? I'm the killer?
I don't want to think it. But it's not looking good for you.
That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
I'm fairly convinced.
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Stop gaslighting me.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
But we don't truly know each other. None of us. She could be putting on an act this entire time.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
Not to mention, if she was infected by the despair disease, she would act completely opposite to what she is. If she is normally slow-witted, the despair disease would flip her personality upside down.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
That's the only thing I can think of right now.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
It's not a question of hate.
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No, Hajime, we can't be. Everything's pointing to this. No, in fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
Of course you don't.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Yeah, but then you end up tunnel visioning and trying to fit pieces together to fit your theory, right?
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
What's the truth?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You got a nice understanding of who your nurse really is because she spent so much time with you?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game!
To you.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
What are you talking about?
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Sounds like something a killer would say, right?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Are you about to say you found a receipt?
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
You need to lock that place down.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly.
Okay.
But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope,
Was she strangled with this?
And the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
Yes.
The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her.
She was strangled with the rope. Not because of the noose.
The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
This is such a sad image.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along.
God.
What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Been taking pages out of Byakuya, have you? So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too.
But how will this point to the killer?
Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Is he about to say Mikan as well?
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
What? What are you talking about?
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue? Is that really true? What? No! What's happening? Rope used for hanging thick paper. Okay.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
She was strangled.
She was strangled to death.
Okay.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn,
I was
right?
thinking rope burn.
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too.
Just says that she was strangled.
It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
What? Ibuki's true cause of death was strangulation. That fact is the decisive proof that will lead to the killer. Is that true? What?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
How is this going to lead
That's
to the
basically
killer?
the same thing.
Okay, we'll agree that she was strangled to death.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars, 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 scars. Scars.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
That is correct.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Do we have to look at people's hands?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
Let's
She
agree
was
with Gundam for
strangled.
now.
That's basically this. Though hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously,
Oops.
we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
No, it's not right. Just as I surmised, the key to the door of truth lay hidden within the Monokuma file. And what truth is hidden there? Hurry up and talk before I change my mind.
Crap!
Did I make a mistake? Damn it, I need to think this over one more time.
Ibuki
losing
didn't
it.
die from hanging.
Concentrate.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
No, it's not.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars they leave.
scars, you mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Rope used for hanging. According to Mikan, there's no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death. Yes, there we go.
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Yes!
That must be it!
She lied to us. That's a pretty poor autopsy you've done.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yes. She had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see. So Ibuki died by hanging herself. And we wrote him off.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
Yeah, we're closing in on you now.
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait!
The angel of death.
First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
I'm not buying it.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? 'Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
It's so hard to believe. You think you know these guys.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
Stop making me doubt my conclusions.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you.
Nagito's convinced.
I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Ooh, he's very serious about this case.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
I'm so conflicted, guys.
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
But if you were infected with the disease, you'd be the complete opposite.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop!
It's the only logical conclusion.
I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
I don't want to think it was Mikan. I don't want to think it was any of you. Okay? This is hard. Because I lost Ibuki, and yes, we lost Hiyoko too. And I don't want to think any of you guys killed them. I feel like I know you all. Like you're my friends. This is not easy, okay, Akane?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I want them to prove me wrong.
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
I want them to tell me they didn't do it and prove that they didn't do it so I can feel better about myself.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
Well, we'll explain it to you once we get out of here.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first.
Think back to the very first debate we had, where Nagito doubted my testimony, and I had to prove myself. And then it solidified the fact that I'm telling the truth. You guys can believe me.
Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
You overcame it. You overcame your doubts. Because I saw Kazuichi start to doubt me until I prove it.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
Here we go.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh?
Your true face has been revealed.
Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that! You hear me? I'm done!
Get it all out of your system.
Hey, Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Not fair! Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Because you killed my friend!
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
We don't really need to get her to admit it anymore.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Trip her up.
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Let's continue our pursuit of the truth. Chiaki.
Hey Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video?
You're flipping it on us?
Ah, that's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
No!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
Calls her abroad. Classic.
I'm not the killer! The video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Because I was with her?
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
It's always up to me! Could it be? Was this Chiaki's goal all along? She's saying everyone's fate depends on me. The only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
Not to mention I was almost your third victim via strangulation. I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. Oh, Here we go. Oh, Mikan. Let's go for her account.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
Jeez.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the
bag.
hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and
This
Mikan
calm
clearly
voice
have
she
different
has.
body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
What the heck is going on?
No way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
She's a tough opponent.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well.
It's hard. She's
You're
throwing
the
so much
only
shit
one
at
who
me.
can point out the killer's mistake.
Killer's mistake. Don't flinch. Don't hesitate. Don't run away. I'm the only one who saw that video. Who else is gonna do it if I don't?
I'm not the killer!
I have 7 bullets again.
We can't think of anybody else other than you
Blood on the soles.
who
Ruby's
could have
hang.
filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
No! I thought it was gonna be this because of the footprints, right? Ibuki was wearing hospital shoes, right? Then the person in the video was wearing hospital shoes too, right? What's wrong with that? Is that proof that I was the one who filmed that video? Of course not!
Damn it!
No, that's not it! One more time, I need to think it over one more time. She's just throwing so much shit at me, I can't think of it right now.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Okay.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
Jeez.
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
What's the answer?
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
What's the killer's mistake? Think back to the video, Whack. Come on. The video that Hajime saw at the hospital. It shows a person dressed in a hospital gown, wearing a hemp bag on their head, as they willingly climb a stepladder toward a noose. The Monami tote bag that was sold at the movie theater, it's a limited item because only one person can buy it. Apparently you get another bag for free when you purchase it. Could that be it? But we don't have Monokuma's account, right? As a truth bullet. We need to think here. Think. What was the killer's mistake? Don't flinch, don't hesitate, don't run away. I'm the only one who saw that video. Who else is gonna do it if I don't?
I'm not the killer!
Closing in on you.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown?
No.
Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
I can't
So
think.
please forgive me already!
I feel like there's 10 million white noise flying through my
Hajime, pay
brain right
close
now.
attention and listen well.
Yes, Chiaki, I'm
You're
trying.
the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
What did the killer do to screw it all up? doesn't help that I'm sick as well. I can't think clearly. Surveillance monitor video. Think back to this video. The video that Hajime saw at the hospital shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head as they willingly climbed a step ladder toward a noose. Okay, wait, let's listen one more time. I might have an idea here.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you
Okay, think.
who could have filmed that video.
Huh?
Pay
Do
attention.
you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
Okay.
So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm banking on the fact that she'll slip up and say something that only I and the killer would know. Because she set up the video, she knows what I saw. She must have let something slip that no one else should know right now. Now, no one knows what the camera angle was like. Nobody knows what the camera angle was like. Nobody knows what the camera angle is like. Let's try it.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video?
It's gonna be a tough shot.
Just from that camera angle?
Ah! I thought that was it. What? What are you talking about? What you're saying makes no sense. How much longer are you gonna treat me like the killer? It's about time you forgive me already!
Damn it!
No, that's not it. Damn it. Shit. I'm running out of
I'm
time.
not the killer!
We
Think
can't
again.
think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
We already know that she was wearing a hemp bag. We've discussed that at the trial numerous times. I don't think that's the one.
Is the hospital gown she was wearing
Well, I've already explained that she was wearing a hospital gown.
Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
I've explained that she had slippers. Dressed like Mikan. Oh, sorry, dressed like Ibuki.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body...
You knew she had a hospital gown?
Just from that video? Just from that
The camera angle. It's gotta be that, or the other one, right?
Just from that dim candlelight?
I'm panicking! Weren't we talking about that earlier? The light that was used in the video was the light from the candle. And what's wrong with that? Is there any proof that I was the one who used the candle? Exactly, we mentioned the candle.
Damn it!
It's gotta be to do with the camera angle.
I'm not the killer!
Mikan's account. Right up until the Monokuma announcement this morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time, after which she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fukiko.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan
Is that really your proof?
I really want to beat you right
You
now.
could tell her body type under the hospital gown. Just from that video.
Running out of time again.
Just from that camera angle.
I'm just obsessed with this camera angle statement.
Damn it!
I'm running out of health as well.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Why? No. I'm so close. What is it? What could it be? It shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head. Think.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Oh.
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different.
Is that really your... You could
Is
tell
this-
her body type under the hospital just from that camera angle.
Completely forgot about
Just
this.
from that dim candlelight. There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type. So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Oh, come on, really?
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have
I need
filmed
that.
it.
It's a true
Is the
flashback,
hemp
is
bag
it?
on- Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the
Can't believe I
hospital...
didn't grab it
and
that
Mika-
time.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that camera, just from that dim. There's no way you'd be able to make out her body. So please forgive me.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
The killer's mistake. Don't flinch. Don't hesitate. Don't run away.
I'm not the killer.
Let's
We
try
can't think of
launching this
anybody
one.
who could have filmed that.
Is the hemp bag on her head is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikon.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital just from that video. Just from that camera angle.
Got you!
Shoot through that contradiction.
I got you, you stupid killer, you!
Mikon,
Completely forgot about
you've
truth
committed a
flashbacks.
major mistake.
The camera angle.
Mistake?
How do you know how it was filmed?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle.
You're done for.